What's up, everyone? It's Isaac here, Gordon Smith, to talk about one of my other models. So, what we have here is a 9.0 everyday model. I wanted to get into the rails. I was asked to do this to try to get a little insight into the rail side of things here. So, anyway, so what we have here is it's a rounded with kind of a flat bottom. So if I get that in the light, it's a lowered tucked edge. So there's a slight edge in the tail if you want it, or it can just go straight around. There's those purists out there that don't like having any edge in their tail. I myself am partial to it. A little bit of edge makes it go faster, but better for nose riding without it. So anyway, back to this. So what we got here is a sort of an edge going from corner here all the way up to about here, and then the rest goes softer until it blends up into a nice little flip. What I like about this kind of a rail is here you can see it's all upturned, and when you're on the nose it gives you a little splash area to keep you above the water as opposed to just purling. Anyway, as it comes in it gets a little softer, so when you're doing cutbacks and things like that, the board doesn't really catch up here. So up in your, I guess that would be the front third of your board, I like to carry a little bit of an edge, but not really. Like, it's not even an edge, it's just a tucked rail to here, and then it goes soft all the way through to the nose. This just allows a little bit higher water in the feeling when you're standing, on the tail here and there. This area all in the back there, from here to about there, is a real out of the water feeling. You don't have a whole lot of bog. It doesn't really like grip really well like a nose rider, all rolled and soft so that the water just holds it and grabs it and keeps that nose from popping out. Where this, you want it to kind of release and give you that real free feeling, not like a shortboard, but enough to where it doesn't catch up or hang up or just feel sluggish. So I like to put a little crisp edge back there on some of my boards. Some of mine, like I said, I don't. This one doesn't have a whole lot of nose riding. It's just going to be sort of just an everyday fun board. The entry here, it's almost upturned, so that as the water hits it here, it goes boom, and then kind of pushes it up. So I've always found that having that little bit up at the nose just really helps with that, keeping your nose from purling. Back here I like to put it like about 3/4, maybe a third way back, keep it somewhat soft, and then it starts to harden up, so that from the tail here all the way to about here you've got a really flat bottom. You got some roll back here and up towards the edge, but it's really to just keep that out of the water feeling, so you can really skim across the top and really keep you high, and just gives it a really fast, lively ride that way. Touch a little bit on the bottom contours. So we got ourselves a pretty, it's not super crazy, but kind of the main point is right on this edge right here. There's a break in the rail. You can't really see it, but it's there. And what it does is just adds for a real easy rail to rail transition right in the belly here, and just goes off to that edge. If you have too much edge, sometimes it tends to be stiff and sticky and doesn't really release like it should. Where this is, kind of seeing the light, it tucks, but it doesn't really have like an actual edge. It's just sort of a tucked flat bottom to a curved roll. Anyway, that's the everyday model. If you like any more questions or like me do any videos just to kind of give a little more insight on what they are and how it rides, let me know and I'll try to think of something. But These things are super fun. A little bit of concave going from here to about here. Not a lot, just enough to get you out of the water, and then the rest is a real lively, easy, fun to ride board. So again, Isaac Gordon Smith giving you a little insight on the everyday model. See ya.